Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here with my amazing co-host, Tamika. We're talking about episode 32 and 33 of Love Island, UK, season 10. How you doing, Tamika? It's Friday.
I'm good. Happy Friday. I am nicely zenned out now that CASA AMOR is over.
Well, you were waiting and excited for Casa Amor, and so was it just that it just didn't live up to what? Is it because of Molly? Is it because of Molly?
Molly ruined it on the boy side, and I think production ruined it on the girl side, in my opinion.
And so, how do you
I,
think production moves it on the girl side?
I personally think they meddled in the Catherine and Scott thing.
Really? Go on.
It just, the conversations feel like something that we're
We
all
missed.
missing.
Yeah, we missed something.
Like,
Mm.
none of it makes sense. Everybody has their own theories, but everybody like has one common denominator. What did we miss? Something is missing. Something is not making sense. Like, what piece are we missing to this cog that both of them are acting, reacting? The villa is acting, reacting this
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more, I'm sure, about this because they do have a couple of conversations, of course. So we
Yeah.
will go a little bit deeper into why we think that they might be acting these certain ways and what production may have said or done. I do agree with you, though, that there was a potential of this being a really, really, really good Casa Amor. And I do think that it did cause some drama. Like, I think, and I have been entertained, and I am decently invested
Yeah.
in some of the storylines that are coming out of Casa Amor. So it still was good, but I really thought it was going to be like top tier. We have Dan visiting us. Hi, Dan. Thanks for being here. I know we're at a different time, but we wanted to get it in before the weekend. All right. So right in the beginning, we're right at Catherine and Scott having a bit of a conversation. And I want to know for you, because like, basically what Catherine was thinking is that it's something that I did say a couple episodes ago, or maybe even yesterday, that or the day before, that Scott may have been saying these things just to look good. And Catherine said something about optics. And, Scott was like saying, like, I did this for you. I pulled everybody around the fire pit for you. And Catherine was like, well, I think she said in a confessional or maybe later in the episode, I've been thinking about this for a while that you didn't do it for me. It's not about optics. It's not about how we look in here. And so, what do you think is going on? Now, I before I watched this either of these episodes, I was seeing all like the other podcasters with these captions and we're coming to drag Catherine and all this stuff, and I still don't really see her as being drag worthy. So, what am I missing?
I will say this part. I called it. Remember, I said, you know what? I think that conversation around the fire pit, Catherine did not like it.
Well, she
And
didn't want it to happen.
she did not want it to happen. She
Because
literally,
you know what? That makes sense though with her saying, like, you didn't do it for me, you did it for you because I didn't want you to do that.
and she did say that to him. We did see her say that. I don't, it's a guy thing. Don't bring everybody in the villa into it. The girls are fine. He's like, no, it's everybody. We need to get this out. It's done. And while some of us appreciated it, and some of us, but obviously Catherine did it. Now, she seemed fine with it the next day. But again, I'm wondering if,
It had a lingering effect on
yes,
maybe why he's doing these things.
yes.
Okay, so Bridget here, hi Bridget, is saying Catherine needs PR training. Can you deeper, Bridget? What do you mean? Do you agree?
Um, she's 22, guys. Like, She said she's never been in a relationship. She's 22. I don't necessarily,
She's from Ireland, a place that doesn't have a lot of black people, and like she's
and she's a
probably
Cancer.
emotional.
Yeah. So I understand what everybody wants her to do. They want her to be like Whitney, because even we see she pulls Whitney into this conversation. Whitney's like steady, get yourself together.
Yeah, she said, "Compose your emotions, calm down."
Yeah,
We don't do that. She says, "We don't do that."
yeah. But Catherine has been emotional this entire like time that we've saw her. Like this is not the first time she's gotten upset about something and confronted it, right? So I understand what people like respectability. As a black person, people want respectability politics. We're supposed to, we're supposed to either be strong or we're supposed to be like, it doesn't bother us, it's fine, we're not getting upset, we're not
Well,
complaining.
like, and that's if we want to take it even further to how even in the different medical systems, they don't actually believe when black women say that they are in pain, and there have been hundreds of thousands of women that have black women have died
Hmm.
because they don't believe that black women can actually feel pain. And so, maybe this is partially like why people are not happy with how emotionally Catherine is reacting here, because black women are not supposed to feel pain. They're not supposed to be emotional. And if they do, they're going to be crucified for it. So Dan saying, I'm sorry, but didn't Catherine get emotional when they saw the others talking about them? Well, she was like annoyed about it, but she never wanted him to go over and talk to them. And then she got hot when like Katie started saying something like, it started to become a big thing, and she doesn't know how to compose herself, mostly because she's young. And like I was a pretty big hothead when I was her age. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I've definitely learned to hold my tongue, and pick and choose my battles, and she just hasn't learned that yet, and she's learning it on a TV show in an environment that's completely unfamiliar, about something that she's not that familiar with, relationships, much less an interracial relationship. And so I'm gonna have to give her a little bit of a pass of just being completely ignorant, naive in how she's supposed to be and how she's supposed to act in this situation.
Correct. That's where I'm at with it. Like like I might not act like that at work, but I understand this is not the same thing as a job where it's supposed to be professional. People are literally meddling in her love life, and people are expecting her to have no emotions about it. And I get it. For some people, it's easy. For a Scorpio, it's definitely a lot easier than,
Because they can hide things, right? They have
yeah,
the ability to hide.
I can do it to a certain point, but if you push me and you push me, you're going to get a Catherine. I'm going to go there.
I
And I think
definitely
she's been
can
pushed.
pop off.
Yeah. And I think she's been pushed. Think
And
about
she's
it.
an
How many
emotional person.
Yes. How many times has Catherine been pushed in this villa? How many times? She's been told multiple times that no one likes her and that they've
She's
been using her.
undesirable. Yeah.
Yeah.
That he doesn't really like her. He's not really that into her. And then
Yeah.
he needs to go and another thing that another reason she may not have wanted him to go and confront everybody about this is like it's kind of
It's
embarrassing.
embarrassing. That's what I said. I said it is, if you think about it, it is kind of embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And then Ty even embarrassed her more, and then he told her to shut up. And we didn't see Scott say anything to him once he told her to shut up. So really, who did he do it for? Because in the after effect, she still was having to defend herself. He defended himself in the situation, but people started yelling at her, and she had to defend herself.
And then he has the gall to be like, "Oh, it's you. You're the person that like maybe people were talking
Yeah,
about." And I was like, I felt it was rude,
right.
personally, because like she didn't feel confident in the relationship with Scott, and all of a sudden she's the bad one. I know that you wanted her to give it a go and give it a try, and you weren't that plus about Elam. I understand people wanting it to work out with her and Scott, sure. But like, I just don't feel it's if you really like somebody that you would be that nasty to them at every coupling when you don't even know what's gone on. You don't even know, like, maybe, like, yes, they did kiss, and so we will find this out that this really bothers Scott. But before you knew that, she just brought somebody back just to be like, I don't know what's going on between the two of us, but like, I have a connection with this person that I would like to explore. And if he'd found somebody, maybe he did find somebody who wants to explore. But you know what I mean? Like, anyways, it's just how he responded. I didn't particularly like. Also Ty, like, I don't like how Ty responded either. But I feel as though Ty's was slightly more justified for the fact that they had said close. They had no parameters around their relationship. So that's why I think that it was kind of still like they're both open. We're open. I'm open. We're open. We're still
Yeah,
open. I'm
because
open. We're
he
open.
gets upset that she kissed somebody in Casa, and I'm like, so again, it comes down to, in my opinion, apparently, who knew the biggest issue between Catherine and Scott is communication. Their communication is crap because he did not communicate clearly to her his feelings. He
Absolutely.
communicated it to the entire villa, which to her came off as, are you playing a game here? Right? She did not communicate that she didn't like the fact that he was putting out to the villa more than he was putting out to her
Right.
how he really felt. That is the miscommunication here.
It's like they both expected each other to understand why they were doing the things that they were doing. And like,
Exactly.
Scott's like, well, I was doing this because it's to show that I like you. And she's like, well, to me, it looked like you're doing it
Right.
to make yourself look better, and like that you're not playing a game. And then like, oh,
Right.
well, you brought someone back because da 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 da. And it's like, well, I was just exploring something. I was still open to exploring something with you, and I didn't mean to like hurt or embarrass you, but like, I just hadn't had an opportunity to explore somebody that was seemingly interested in me.
Right.
Yeah, they don't communicate well at all.
And I mean, and again, he's also 22 years old. So it's
Yeah,
like, I can't even fault either of them to be fair to them. Like, because neither one of them have been in a super long-term relationship to know how to communicate through the problem that they have right now, which is mistrust.
Dan, we know all of them. Tamika did also just send me, like, I already knew them, but
Mm-hmm.
she sent me a nice graphic, and somebody that I will follow from now on. What's the channel? On Instagram, it's Astrology Island is the
Mm-hmm.
and they have all of this season's signs, so really great.
And
I love
I
the
do want to
signs.
shout out. We had a follower sent that to me, and I do want to shout out Nails by Crochet. I think that's what it is. She is one of our followers, and she did send that graph to me. She said
Love
she
it.
watches our show. So
Thank you
you
very,
for
very
that.
much. On Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Jessica says it's sad that she unloaded on Scott, though. I get how she got there, but it sucks that Scott got the brunt when he was the last one on the list she should be upset at. How, I didn't really
I
think she
agree. I do
unloaded
feel like
that
it's
much.
tough.
Like, was it? Am I just like,
I don't know. Everybody's thing is that Scott defended her, but what you guys are not understanding is she didn't see it as a defending her. She sees it as a defending himself. So
and she
you guys
felt
are
as though,
taking it as he
mhm.
had her back this entire time, and how dare she talk to him like that? He deserves more respect. What you guys are not seeing is that she doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, she thought that he was doing it for his own image and to make himself feel better. Well, and I have to say I understand her coming from that perspective for the fact that she did not want him to do it. If she wanted him to do it, she'd be like, "Yeah, that's my man going up to do it." And she's like, "No, please don't do it. Don't do it." Like, I'm going to do it. Like, well, he wasn't considering her feelings and how she would want him to handle it. And so that means that he wasn't doing it for her. Even though even if he says he was, and even if he feels like he was, she didn't take it that way because she did not want him to respond that way. So
I don't.
I'd be upset for sure. Okay, so we see Zach and Katie. Zach tells Katie that he wants to see how it goes with Molly. How much did you care about this this revelation?
I was just like, why do we care? I want to understand why we're supposed to care. Katie doesn't care. I mean, it's clear Katie doesn't care. So why do we care?
Okay, how did you care about this next conversation with Montel and Leah? So Montel is in the hot seat because Tink decided to kind of out him a little bit, being like, yeah, the way that you were not peachy under the covers, I wouldn't think that you'd be sticking with your couple. And then he says to Katie, well, the boys were in my ears and they told me to kiss her and shit. And she's like, yeah, I did it. He's like, yeah, I did it. I'm sorry.
I sat there and I said, you know what? I don't care because he's a liar and she's a bore. And I said it like that in a tweet. And I said, and then I quoted my tweet that said, you know what's so sad? I could literally be talking about two sets of couples right now. And then, like, you don't even know it. But he's a liar. He's a liar. And it's so funny because every 2 seconds that Catherine walks around the villa and does anything, he has so much little back shit to do and say behind her back, and it's pissing me off. And I need him dumped. Y'all can dump Catherine whenever y'all feel like it, but y'all need to dump Montel and Leah first because he is unnecessary.
They can go for sure. I mean, at least with the Catherine storyline, there was a storyline going on there, and there's something that we can kind of extrapolate and like see, like, okay, what's the psychology behind there, and like why is she doing this, and where's her perspective? Like we can dissect it, and there's something to talk about. With this one, he's just kind of a jerk, and he wants to stay in the villa, and they are trying to make it as a couple as far as they can. Okay, that's enough. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm
Well,
good. It's
apparently,
like,
I
I
love
don't
though that
need it.
she asked, so what happened in bed? She just like flat out, what happened?
And she about to see on Sunday because he's lying. Because he's lying.
Oh, and then he says people are in worse situations right now. I was like, you are in a bad situation. Don't look at somebody else's situation. This is not good for you, babe.
He about to find out how bad this situation is going to be.
I mean, do you think she's gonna pop off?
No, I think she might dump him and go for Scott.
You think she likes Scott? I don't know if that's gonna
No,
work out really well.
or Uzi.
Uzi. I think Uzi will. Well, we'll get into it next
Yeah,
episode, but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think that somebody else is on his mind.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Smart,
yeah.
absolutely smart. The guy is quality. The guy is quality,
Such a cutie.
and I like his personality.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is definitely a couple though that I don't care about to talk about next. Jess and Sammy.
Oh my god. There's so this is the thing too, is like by them ruining Scott and Catherine, barely showing us Whitney and Lockham, and then you have your toxic couple with the toxic triangle of Ty, Ella, and Uzi. There's absolutely almost nobody to root for in there except for Whitney and Lockham. We'll talk about them. The rest of these storylines need to dead. They need to be dead. I am tired of them.
You're tired of Sammy just being like, yeah, I shared a bed with Gabby, but I couldn't stop thinking about you. And I'm like, ugh. But he wants to give Amber her time because she only got a couple of days. What? He's so annoying. He's so boring. He's so annoying. Their coupledom is so annoying. And he said, like, and I was officially single. it's like, I guess he felt that Jess should know that he doesn't like her and bring
This is what
someone
I kept
back.
getting from these conversations. I'm like, can we not do this anymore? He doesn't like her. He
Oh,
doesn't like her. And like, it makes me sad to have to watch this because I don't care if he commits to her. He does not
he does not
like
like her
Jess.
at all. Like zero. Like not even close. Not at all. Not at all. So Ella does try pulling Ty, and Ella, I think, explains the situation pretty well, and I think she was pretty level-headed. Um, a- and like kind of what she's saying, like she was just like she got in her head. Was this the conversation where she said she knew him from the past, or was that the next one? Might have been the next one, but this one,
It's the next one.
she's like, he's like, have him. I was like, man, Ty. He's like, I wish you all the best. I'm like, Ty, like, you gotta hear her for a second. I mean, I know he's making a TV show. I know he kind of has to have this story arc to potentially be in a winning contention. You know, potentially, getting over this and coming back together is good for Endgame. But like, I don't know. I just didn't want him to be mean to Ella because I feel like Ella's been so understanding with how he's been up until this point, and this closed off bullshit. Like, what does that even mean? Tell me you're my boyfriend and I won't fuck around. Tell me you're closed off, but I still miss the game. I don't know. I might not be so secure in you.
He. I listen. I don't know. I can't be mad at Ella. I really feel like it was his fault. I'm
I
sorry.
agree.
Y'all could be mad at me all you want to. Ty is toxic. Ella was given to me a portrayal of this guy could do anything to me. And either I take it or not. But to be fair, I think she would have took it if Uzi had not walked through. I really don't think she would have recoupled, entertained
No way.
anybody. It's because it's Uzi. And even watching him Uzi how he moves, I get it. I get it. Like she needed to take that opportunity. Personally, I would have chose Uzi.
Of course. I
But
mean,
I'm
of
I'm
course.
43. I'm mature. I get it. Like toxic love is not my bag. So
Yeah, it's just too draining and tiring. I don't want
yeah.
to. I don't want to always just have like fights. Like it's just
No.
like it's
I've
too much.
never seen this girl smile as much as she was smiling with Lucy. Even the conversation they have in today's episode. She's just,
Hmm. Like she's just kind of like like with him, like like she maybe it's because he's a little bit older.
yeah.
Makes her feel girly. Like he's quite has like a masculine presence to him that's
Mm-hmm.
not like showboaty, even though
Mm-hmm.
he's still a footballer and all that jazz.
Ugh,
So it's bedtime, and Ella is obviously really still upset about the whole Ty situation. I thought it was hilarious though that like Zach is feeling a little bit intimidated, like, oh yeah, well he's a stunning guy, and Zach and Mitch are both thinking that Uzi is like hot, like, and I'm like, they can recognize a good-looking man, and Zach's like, oh well, I'm still like, what's that new word that they're using?
I don't know. I heard him saying I didn't catch it,
It's
and
a
I was
new slang word. I forget now.
yeah. I heard
Fritz,
I
tell us what Fritz in the chat. Tell us what the slang that he said.
yeah, and I was like no.
Breen. I'm still. I forget. I meant to write it down. I thought I'd remember, but so wait. I'm like in the hallway though when Ty hugged Ella. I thought it was kind of sweet, right? Like he was still trying to be mad, play big mad, but like he was there going. He's going to bed in like the singles room, and she was like, and she saw her standing in the hallway, and she's like, gives her a little hug, and just doesn't want her to cry. Don't cry.
It's all manipulation to me.
I
I'm
know it
sorry.
is, but
I'm sorry. I can't
there's
rate
some
it. I'm like I can't. I'm like Like it was draining me watching
Pang,
it.
pang, 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 pang. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
oh yes,
Pang.
Pam.
Thank
And I
you.
was like, no.
Pang just
And
means hot, but like I couldn't
yeah.
remember what it is. We
I'm
definitely didn't
like,
say it.
sorry, not with Uzi in the villa, Zach. Maybe like pre Casa, but no, no.
Precasa. I mean, is he the Pengus? If we can
I
say
thought he
that.
was cute when he was with Catherine,
I do too. Did too. I did too.
even when he was with Whitney on a date.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You're right. So I just wrote though after that, I'm like, he is really going to punish her. And that's like your toxic stuff that you're talking about. Like he, whether he likes her or not, he is going to punish. He's going to make her pay
He's going to
for
make her
how.
yield. He
Hmm.
is going to knock her down as many pegs as he can. Because how dare she?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't rate it. And I'm sorry, I don't care. I first of all, I don't care for the man. I don't like how he speaks to Catherine. I don't like how he speaks about Catherine. I don't like the stuff he's done to Catherine. But this manipulation, and I get it, it's a TV show. Everybody thinks he's funny and he's so honest and he's told her the truth. But all he's done is really gaslight and manipulate her to yield to him because she's a baddie and she needs to be insecure in order to stay with his ass. That's
Hmm.
why he just knew she could come back with somebody. And that is why he just knew he had to stay single because if she did come back with somebody, he had to have the upper hand. And I'm sorry, guys, he's playing a game.
Yeah.
Y'all can't see it if y'all don't want to. I do.
Trevor Ruby thinks that he has feelings for Ella, but he is no way ready to not treat her poorly. We all know that he will be upset with her after movie night. It's exhausting and unfair to her big time.
I agree.
He sees the 50K.
I agree.
Yeah, he does see the 50K. But like he definitely knew that there's a huge chance that if there's somebody that's an Uzi, that she was going to pick him. And so you're right. Like that's and I kind of think it's similar for Scott, right? I'm just saying. I know people think Scott is the angel right now, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I believe him fully.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Something's missing. And so it's either that Scott has done stuff and everybody's seen it and we have not seen it, or producer manipulation and it reeks of it.
Hi Naya. So Naya says Zach's action in the villa has made him so unattractive. Plus now he looks like he's being held hostage in a couple with Molly. I don't see it lasting.
So I'm going to tell you the truth, guys. I don't see any of these couples currently lasting outside the villa. Not one. There is not one couple in this that I can see outside of 6 months. Not one.
No way. Not Sammy and Jess?
Especially not Sammy and Jess.
I know.
I give Sammy and Jess 2 weeks outside. Listen, if our
They're not going to
Sammy
make
was
it.
smart,
I don't think they're going to make it through because movie night's coming.
yeah.
So in the morning, we have the singletons. So that is Katie, Ty, Scott, and Jess. It's a big day today. What is he going to do? And they're asking Ty, and he says, chat to Katie. So this is him playing the game again. We're going to learn that it's tit for tat is what he likes to play. But I think it's punish Ella in any way that's going to make her feel like garbage. So, oh my God, I forgot about Mitch.
Listen,
I forgot about Mitch.
Mitch is there. We know Mitch will get to the finals. The people love him, not us people.
But like, I literally was he on this episode other than like kissing under the covers?
And I was about to say that the only thing we've seen of Mitch, and especially the only thing we've seen of Abby, I don't think we've seen Abby sitting in the villa other than under the covers. So that should tell you where we are with Mitch and Abby.
Yeesh. I really don't really remember them at all.
And they will still make it to the final.
Yep. 100%. So Ty's head scrambled, but he feels like a mug, but he likes her. I mean, it's really just so hard. Like, is he really playing that big of a game? He's so young. Could he be that manipulative?
I'm going to tell you guys, I think he likes her. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't like her, like he hates her, like he's doing this. But just because, like, what people don't understand is, and I don't want to bring up that man's name because they got mad at me the last time I brought him up. Somebody can really like you, like super like you, like you a lot, but because they want to keep you in a place where they get to have you,
Yeah.
they will do everything to manipulate you. They
Yeah.
will do everything to gaslight you.
Yeah,
They
it's
will
a
do
gaslight vibe.
everything to make you feel like you can only be with them. And that is what Ty is going to do. Because all of this is insecurity. Like we just saw it with Kiki Palmer's baby daddy. Like it's about insecurity. You get with somebody that you know is a freaking baddie. The baddest bitch in the villa.
And then knock her down.
And you have to knock her down because you're so insecure that somebody's going to come and take her and you know that she should go.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. He does know. And that's why, like, he's probably like, oh, so there was somebody that's better than me. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I thought there was a possibility. That's why I came back single, but, like, I didn't really think.
Like,
Poor Ty.
and he would have still, I'm going to tell you guys, he would have still kept her on a thread even if she had come back single. He would have still kept her on the thread. He would have still played games. Katie's single. Maybe I should go take a look at Katie. I don't think he was going to commit. No.
No. So Ella says hopefully, sorry, Bridget says hopefully Ella has family that will pull her out of the matrix. She's gonna have to learn. Yeah, the
It
hard way.
depends on where, if she gets to the finals and where she plays. I'm sorry, guys. Like,
They could. I mean, I think they will get to the finals,
yeah,
and they're probably getting second place though,
that's what I think too.
because you know who's going to get first place.
Yeah,
The most boring couple in the villa.
absolutely.
Uzi's head is scrambled out of the OG girls. Catherine is happy that she brought back Elam. And Leah is also saying that how she didn't like how Montel was saying that the boys told her to do it, and she was kind of pissed off that he was like not even taking responsibility for his action. He's blaming it on the boys, and I'm sure that was a really big turnoff. That'd be such a turnoff. Be like, oh, like I didn't want to kiss her, bring up to the terrace and kiss her. Like the boys told me to. Yeah.
Like, grow some balls. Like, are you kidding? You're like one of the oldest people in this villa. What?
I know. The boys told me to do it. Ty said. Out of the OG boys, though, we hear Sammy is so happy to see Jess, and they're just there's something special. They have something special. What is this something special?
I don't know, because you won't leave whatever girl you're with currently in order to go back to her. And it's always a brunette. Somebody said online, a couple people said online, this brunette blonde thing is like our version of colorism. And at this point, I might actually have to believe it because the way that they're making this one out to me, wow.
Interesting. I could see that
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, oh, like of course the blondes get like, well, it's usually blondes are the favored,
Right.
which is interesting.
But then, they also lean into that dumb blonde thing too. So I can see it where it's the other way around. Like literally,
brunettes are the exotic blondes.
right. It's literally like our colorism. Like some people, like light skinned people are like the biggest thing, and then there's some people are like, oh, ew, you're light skinned. He's just acting so light skinned. Like, like it's the same thing.
Maybe.
Crazy.
I never thought of that ever.
Me neither.
So Jess and Ella have a conversation, and Ella knows that Ty likes her, and like he's acting like this way because she embarrassed him and that he's hurt. And Jess says to her that she's been putting on a front. He's his two girls, and like every single girl that comes in, he gets to know, and like she's just like she's upset, and I understand why she should be upset. She should have let it go. She should have brought back a guy.
She should have brought back Zachary. Like, I don't understand it.
How'd you?
Bring
Oh,
back,
sorry.
bring back Zachary just in case. Dump Zachary if Sammy's single.
Exactly. 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 um, Uzi and Ty have a conversation. How do you feel about Ty kind of pulling Uzi for a chat and kind of like, saying that he feels mugged off? Oh, this is the line that Ty said that I was like, my mouth was like, oh. He says, "A man's not a test tube." With Uzi coming back being a test potentially for Ella to see
He
how
was
he's gonna
trying
react.
to stir the pot. You know he stirs the pot. He was
No,
trying
but
to
my
stir.
point is,
Mm-hmm.
all these guys are like, "Oh, I need a test. I need a test. Oh, I
Yes,
need a test. Oh,
yes,
I need this
yes.
test."
The guys
And
get to. I said that. I said with Ty, his thing is he gets to do whatever the hell, and she's supposed to eat it every single time. She was not supposed to then get her lick back, ever.
never. And I was
It's
just like, funny,
misogynistic.
Ella can't have tests.
No,
Like, I mean, do you know what? If she was like that, she was like, "You get a test, I get a test. I want a test. Let me have a test." And then let me. I'm going to have a test.
right. Listen, unfortunately for Ella, nobody they didn't send anybody else to give her a test until CASA AMOR.
Exactly. Exactly. I was just so irritated with him because I'm just like, you have had so many tests. Like you almost one of your tests almost sent Ella out the door.
And we
And
know that she wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to come back.
no, well, they might not have dumped her.
True.
They might have let the villa choose or something like that. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like you're single, and then maybe they'd bring Uzi in right then.
I wish.
That would have been
That
really
would have
good.
been better.
That would have been so good because Uzi
That would
was
have
in
been better.
sequester.
Yeah, no,
And
and I think I do you know that I think if all of that had happened, I don't think she would have went back to Ty.
well,
Shit.
because she would have known how he feel, like that, or that he was open, that he
Yeah.
went, chatted with Katie, and then maybe they did like the similar thing of season 2, had her come back, or Australian last season, and have her come back in with like 2 new dates, being Uzi
Mhm.
and maybe somebody else from Casa Amor or somebody else that we
Mhm.
haven't met yet,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "I know you,"
Mhm.
and then be like, because
Now I kind of
he
wish
would know who
they.
she was, that she was there because he
Yeah.
had seen some episodes.
Now I kind of wish they had done that.
That would have been so freaking good.
Damn it! Now I wish they had done that.
But then that would have been too good of a storyline for Ella, and they needed it for Molly.
Mhm. Because they want her to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rachel's like, yeah, they should have definitely dumped Ella and had her walk back with Uzi on her arm, make Ty fight to get
Now
her
I'm gonna
back.
cry. I want that storyline. Why are we not on that timeline? Where the hell is Marvel when we need them to take us back?
You know what? We need like a choose your own adventure version of Love Island sometimes. Be like,
For
hey, producers,
real.
can we play producers? This is what we want to happen.
America's favorite player, right? From like Big Brother, like,
That's, oh my God.
like we
Choose
get
our own
to choose.
adventure.
Yes, like we get to choose.
Hi,
Oh,
Fernando.
hi.
Oh man, that would have been so
We can
freaking
produce this
good.
show.
Of
Chantel,
course it
every
could.
year we go through this. We need to produce a show because what the
I
hell?
mean, it would be good. It'd be
Ugh.
real good. That would have been so freaking good. You'd be sweating. And like,
And he you know what? He wouldn't have known what to do with himself because he doesn't really want Katie. He would have sat there and tried everything to get her back. Oh my god, I want that timeline.
yeah, we're gonna have to just like let that timeline go.
So
Let it go. Sammy and Jess have another conversation, and Jess is upset, and he had some kisses. She didn't kiss anyone in the village. She chatted with people, but it isn't nice how she feels. And I'm like, okay, like,
who's to blame for this though? Like you're allowing yourself to end up in that position.
she should have brought Zach back.
Just
Take some power. Get some power here.
mm-hmm.
Instead of
because
looking like the mug.
you left yourself with no option but Sammy in the villa. So
Yeah.
you're at the whim of whatever Sammy decided
Yeah.
to do instead of taking your power and saying, you know what? I don't know what Sammy. She knew this. She said, "Sam, you know Sammy gonna do what Sammy gonna do." So then, if you knew Sammy gonna do what he's gonna
She's like,
do, you
I'm gonna
wait
do
for
what
that
I'm gonna
question for
do.
you.
And if he really wants to be with me, he can graft a little bit.
Correct. I want to slap these women upside their head. You guys are relinquishing all of your power to all of these people. For what reason? And what reason is that?
So we get a text, and all the singletons are going to be going for a singles night, and everybody else is getting ready. Montel and Leah in this night portion have another conversation, and she just wants him to have been honest and not have blamed the boys. He says that he's so sorry, and hopefully we can get back to where we were. Do we care?
No.
Ariana says I would be so embarrassed to be with Montel.
I couldn't do it, guys. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Like, that is so embarrassing. Like, it's not even that he like kissed somebody. They were still open. Like, that's it's he kissed somebody because Ty told him go kiss that girl.
So bad.
That's gross. That means that, like, if I leave you out with your men, like,
You
y'all
could
go.
easily be convinced to like do something stupid.
No, that means that if you ever watched Different World, and like Ron convinced Dwayne to buy those like tickets instead of the and he took it out the couch money that him and his wife fiance were supposed to be getting for their like future apartment, and he's like, well, I took my half. That's you allowing somebody to talk you into craziness, and I'm your partner, and I know nothing. No, no, that's embarrassing. That's
Rachel
embarrassing.
Rachel says that to think Kat could have been coupled with
Oh, thank
Montel.
you, Jesus.
Ick.
Thank God we didn't get that timeline. God is good.
So the singletons are having mojitos. Katie is fine with it all. She's fine with Zach exploring Molly, and her being single, and there was nobody else in Casa Amor that she wanted to explore except for
That's
maybe
because he's in the.
Uzi.
Doesn't say. That's because Ella brought it back.
So you know what? Maybe Katie was doing the Lord's work for herself here.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? I'm gonna help produce this show. I'm not going to make it easy.
No.
I'm not going to say, hey Ella, I'm gonna bring back Uzi so that you can have an opportunity to still get to know him, but without jeopardizing your relationship with Ty. And I'll couple up. She's like, no, I'll go back single. I know that you really like Ty, and this is gonna be messy.
Yeah.
And then I'll take your sloppy seconds.
I'll take Uzi off your hands. And so this is my thing. I don't know what anybody expected, because I saw so many comments. I saw so many comments on Instagram where they're like, "Oh no, you guys, you gotta wait for the blow up. Katie's gonna blow up. She's gonna blow up."
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like,
No.
God, he does not care about Zach that much. Watch and wait and see. And I'm rightfully taking my thank you very much, because I was right. There would be no fallout from Zach and Molly with Katie.
No.
Not with Katie.
No. Katie never cared.
No.
Like that storyline is such
a
a
man
flop.
outside already.
Such a flop, that storyline. Such a flop.
Now I'm with you that I'm mad that they even entertain it, because if Zach and Molly could be exactly where they are right now, doing nothing, and we could have had all this like stuff, and might have been even better, and might actually worked out in our favor, and we never have to see Zach and Molly at all. But no. Somebody convinced Katie to pick Zach.
So Scott's still really pissed. He can't forgive and he can't forget. And
I got it. I understood, and I also did not understand Scott. And
that's why I think that he doesn't like her. Sorry, Fernando. I don't know if I think that he likes her. It just like she gets so mad, and you can't.
The public's gonna vote her out, guys. She,
So Fernanda says I'm so delusional, and I hope that Catherine Scott can find a way back. If Catherine's still with Elam, I think the public will vote her out.
no,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I want you guys to understand where we're at here. Catherine never stood a chance at this winning this show. That's the point that I've come. Even based on today's episode, we have literally only seen Catherine in a few forms: supportive friend, supportive confidant that tells people, don't worry, things are meant to be. In a couple, only when she gets coupled up, only when she gets mugged off, only when the villa is coming after her. Not when things are good. No conversations. Nothing of them in bed. Nothing of them outside of her
Negative
being
things about her.
negatively impacted on this.
Mm-hmm.
She was supposed to go weeks ago. We are lucky that we got through Casa Amor with her. There were too many black women in the villa for these people. And I'm sorry. I know you, oh, but it's not about race. No, no, no. Trust me. I really do. A lot of this, unless there's something we're missing with Scott, I'm trying to give Scott the benefit of the doubt here. To be fair, Chantel's got her thoughts on Scott, but I am trying to give Scott the benefit of the doubt. All of this, to me, the villa going against them, all like her coming out of Casamore just dead set that he is a game player, all him being dead set that if she comes back with somebody, they're done. All of this reeks of producer manipulation and stirring the pot in something that they did personally, because in my opinion, they've decided they would rather Whitney get to the finals than Catherine. And I'm not mad at it. Listen, I like Whitney. I actually like her and Lockin. So I think I want them to win at this point because they're the only ones I actually see chemistry with. They are the literally only ones right now I see with chemistry, and they barely show them. I'm just saying, that is where we are, but that is where we are every season. They do this every season. This is not new. If you watch the show long enough, and I'm 4 seasons short of this show, right? I've not watched from the beginning, but I've seen it enough to see this happen over and over and over and over again.
You're not wrong. Well, Ty's claiming to the Singletons he's single.
Oh my God, he
Jess,
said that single word so many times I want to throttle
I know. He's such a big kid.
him. Right.
Jess is Jess says that he would need to make me his girlfriend, and I'm just like, it's true.
So weird though. Like it was so random. They're sitting at this singles thing, and she's like, "No, he needs to make me his girlfriend." I was like, "What, girl? He needs to like not be coupled up with somebody first. Like, can we get there first?"
He's not. There's well, actually, maybe not. I think he's playing a game personally, and so I think that he doesn't like Jess. I think that he wants to play around with all these other girls, and then still come back together with Jess because she's his ticket to potentially win or at least get to the final. And so he does. They say it later many times, like, oh, he wants his cake and eat it too, and yeah, he does. He does. Bridget, you're right. The only time that Scott shows passion is when he's angry.
This is true, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think he made her feel enough that he really liked her, that he had passion for her. And I think that's what she's seeing in her head. It's like, oh, like he might like me, but I don't think he's like all about me. Like it's a game to him.
Well,
And
and
so
like if we even look at like love languages, right?
yeah.
Like if his love languages is words, maybe hers is words of affirmation, right?
Mhm.
And maybe his is
Quality
acts
time
of
because he
service
or
or
acts of, yeah, like quality time or acts of service, because he seemed to be just happy with just sitting there with her and Whitney, like just being in their presence, you know what I mean?
but like if he had just maybe leaned over and said, like, Catherine, I really love spending time with you, and like I can see something going and moving forward with you, and like
Mhm.
I'm like I want to be there to protect you, and like I'm going to stand up for you in our relationship because I really feel that there's something strong with us. There
Mm-hmm.
is no way she would have had her head turned.
No way. No way. I just don't, because even well, we'll get there, but like even today he was saying, I don't think I said to you exactly how I feel. And I said that from
Hmm.
they came back from the recovery. I don't think Scott told her enough how he really felt, and I think that was his issue. And I'm blaming both of them. I'm not blaming one or the other. I think that was his issue. His issue was not making her, not the villa, not the producers, not us on an edited watching an edited show, her understand how much he actually really likes her. But I'm also not sure he even thought if he's not playing the game. I'm not even sure if he realized it until she left.
Maybe. Maybe, but I still don't think that the way he came back was appropriate for somebody that
It
likes
was
somebody.
not. It wasn't. That's the thing, and that's the part that is so frustrating because he handled it wrong. And I understand people are so upset how she's reacted the last couple of days, but she's been bullied so much in this villa that I get it. It might be to the wrong person, but I keep telling you, when you push me and you push me and you push me, I don't care who you are. You might have
I'm gonna
been the
lash out.
person that pushed me last, but not first or second or third. It just might be the one time. I'm gonna freaking go after you.
Yeah, for everybody. So Ariana wants to know, could Scott be boring?
He could be.
I
He could
mean,
be. But
he's
boring's not
pretty
bad.
boring. I mean, for the show it is though.
For the show, it's boring. But I mean, for the show, it's not bad. I mean, for the show, it's bad. For a relationship, it's not necessarily
Fair,
bad.
yeah. But I mean, he wouldn't be somebody for me because I like people that are really fun and interesting and crazy and weird.
Hmm. I don't mind boring.
I hate boring.
I don't like. I Communication's a big thing to me.
Okay, well, like I'm obsessed with communication for sure.
Yeah,
I don't want you to be silent. If you're silent,
yeah.
that's me. I'm like,
If we could
I
just
yeah.
lay there and but we're having like deep conversations about
You know I'm gonna love a deep conversation. I'm
right.
Aquarius. My Mars is in Aquarius, so
Yeah,
like my action drive. Yeah, no, I love a deep conversation.
yeah,
Like actually. Okay, so we see Sammy and Amber back at the villa. Did
yeah.
anything happen here?
I'm not sure why he coupled up with her, other than the producers telling him, "Yeah, you have to couple up with her."
Well, and even so, when he was talking to Jess, he's like, "Yeah, I coupled up with Gabby and I kissed Gabby." Why didn't you bring Gabby back with you?
Still not getting it.
Oh,
Even I thought it
maybe because
was.
she's partially black.
Oh, ooh,
Another black person in the villa.
ooh. Okay, let's not go there. It's like it's one too many cuts too many. I can't with this people. But even on the morning after podcast, I think even like the people on there, like I think it was Kaz and India and Sam, and they're all like were like they were so confused where this coupling up with Amber came from, and they felt the same way. Like she's young, and it feels like you're basically like manipulating this young girl and then bringing her back for no reason, so I was like, okay, so it's not just me, because we like so it's obviously the producers didn't tell the morning after host. I'm like, they didn't send them the memo either, because nobody
Rachel's
understands.
right. Rachel's right here. Rachel thinks that Sammy brought Gabby back because she would put up the least resistance if he wanted to run back to Jess. Gabby would have pushed back. Yeah,
Oh, she absolutely would have.
yeah, she would have
Fair point.
given some attitude and like because she was not happy when he kissed both of them and
Yep,
she made him feel probably
he
a type of
she
way
did.
and he was like, yeah, I don't want more problems, so let me take somebody that's it's a little softer and like a little bit like softer in the sense that like not having a lot of life experience and knowing how to stand up for herself in that way.
Yeah,
So
Rach is right. Yep.
mhm. You said probably Amber back. Oh, oh, I understood what you meant. Amber back.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we got it.
You're absolutely right, Rach.
So Katie says that Ty is her type, apparently, and so is Scott, apparently. And Katie does say though, that Ty says to Katie, no, Katie says it's about Ty, like, am I going to be your rebound? And Katie's flirting, which is fine, but it's like Ty even a little bit interested in her? I don't even think so. Like, I don't even think that they have any sort of vibe.
I literally tweeted, "This is dumb." Like there was nothing there. Like it was dumb. It was just like y'all are throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, and none of it was sticking. None of it was.
Well, Ty is single and he wants to get to know Katie, and so does Scott. He also wants to get to know Katie.
Didn't believe Scott either.
Well, I think Scott is fangirling, so I'd say that he does want to get to know Katie to a certain extent.
I don't think that Katie wants to get to know Scott.
No, Katie wants to level up, but she's not going to go with somebody that's younger than her by 5 years.
Correct.
At all. Okay, two guys wanted her, and Sammy still put her in a triangle. I don't know who she was talking to, but like, exactly, Jess. Two guys
She
were
was talking to the
you.
table.
Oh.
I think she was talking to the table, and
oh yeah, sorry, she's still with the Singletons. Yeah.
yeah. She was
I
talking
forgot
to
that
the
she's
table.
not back with the main villa people.
Mm-hmm.
But think about that, Jess. He has had many opportunities to be with you,
Mm-hmm.
and instead he still wants to have tests, or he still wants to be open, or he still wants to see if they can turn his head. Like that, if that is not he ain't that into you, I don't know what would make you understand that he just ain't that into you.
And he ain't picked another blonde since.
It's true. He does say, oh, she does say later on, talking about like all these cute little brunettes, and like she's like, I'm a blonde, like deal with it, I'm a blonde.
But then maybe it's because then he doesn't like you. That's like if that like I hate to say it like this, but it's like if a guy that I is not my normal type, so like I normally don't go for white guys. So like if a white guy comes to me and I might kind of partially like him, but I'm not really attracted to him because he's not really my normal type. So it's like you know you can date your not normal type, but you have to like get there, right? But then somebody comes and they're more my type, you know, they're a black guy, 6 foot tall, like and I'm entertaining. It's because you're not my type. I really don't really want to get to know you, and so you know maybe kind of give up the ghost. But Jess is not giving up the ghost. She's decided that Sammy's the person she wants to stick with to the end of the show,
I don't know
and I need
why.
y'all to show her the door because I can't.
Movie night, please deliver. The girls are chatting after the Singletons had their little date night, I guess, or like lack of date night. They talk about the fact that they had mojitos, and Ella's just like, "How was Ty?" It's like, Ella, have a little bit of chill here. And so, but she does know that Ty is just hurt, and she's just going to give him time. That's what Katie says. He's hurt.
Yeah, Ella. This is when I realized I was like, oh, Ella's done. She's done.
Yeah.
She's done.
I mean, this is how you get people roped in, though, like, and use their feelings to manipulate them. Is that like he knows she's into him? He treats her like garbage.
Mhm.
He tells her that he's single, not single. Give him time. We're kind of closed, but like I'm still entertaining people. But then now it's CASA AMOR, and now I'm gonna tell everybody except for her how much I'm into her. And so now it's gonna justify him treating her like garbage when she comes back with somebody, even though she was insecure about where they were in their relationship. It's just so frustrating. I feel really bad for Ella. She has no chill in that scenario.
I felt so bad for Ella, and it's so crazy because people are more mad at Catherine than they are Ella, and I think it's because of the dynamic. Ty is only slightly likable, and Scott is likable, and so it's like, and also Scott is white, but you know, it feels like I don't understand because to me, Ella did worse than Catherine because she was in a closed off situation.
Absolutely.
But I still rate her because I still think like Ty showed her no security, same as Scott.
Yeah, and it's like it's just interesting that people are just like, she deserves to be treated this way by Ty, and I'm like, but you guys are buying into what is his tricks. This is all part of his manipulation. If he made her feel secure, she would never have done that. Even if it was Uzi. Even if it was Uzi, if she felt secure about where they were in their relationship and he didn't say things game and he didn't say I want to be open, he didn't nearly get her dumped from the island, he didn't nearly say I need more time, like I've never been in a relationship, I've banged 100 girls, like if he hadn't said all of these things and he just was like, Ella, like you're fired, like I think you're amazing, like I love getting to know you, I want to work on this relationship with you, I don't plan on having my head be turned, like I want to be with you, let's lock this down, we're exclusive. She'd be like, Uzi, you're just too late, maybe in another lifetime.
Correct. Or if things don't work out with me and Ty, I know I have your phone number, I know where you're at, I'll find you.
Exactly. But like he didn't make her feel
Literally.
that way, and now it just seems like it's like an open door for him to treat her like garbage, and it's really unfair that people think that it's warranted. I don't know. Not fair. Rachel's a good point here. Notice how Katie was short on the details of the date, but was so mad when Whit wasn't keeping her in the loop. Facts. So the boys are chatting, and it was nice to get out of the villa. That's all I wrote about that. Jess and Ella have another talk, and she was talking about Uzi, and then Ty goes to chat with Katie in front of her, and I'm just like, this guy's messy. We know he's messy, but like, you're gonna walk past Ella to go pull Katie for a chat. So Katie though does say like, I'm not getting into a triangle. And Ty's like, I fancy you, you fancy me, and like they are flirting, and you're such a flirt. Yeah, I'm a flirt, and like Katie is entertaining it a little bit.
She is.
Do you agree with this?
That's what annoyed me the entire, like, from this episode into the next one. I was like, but Katie, like, you're entertaining it, and this is why when you said what you said to Whitney, it was bullshit.
Of course, it was bullshit. Bullshit. Hi, Kanaso. Hi, guys. Yes, Ella did worse than Kat, but she's praised because they love this toxic dynamic. People said Kat wasn't giving this venom to Zach, which is a lie. I mean, Zach was a lot earlier days, though.
A lot has happened since Zach, and
there must be stuff that we haven't seen.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it to people, because people are just like, I get it. You're just taking what's being given to you, and like, oh, that means this happened, so that means that Catherine's a mean girl, and that she didn't like him, and she's never liked him. And I just don't feel like that's it. Catherine has never impressed me as a mean girl, like, ever. And she has not impressed me that she never liked Scott at all. I actually think she did like him a lot. She also wasn't necessarily in love with him yet, so it's like, I don't know what people want. Like, if she's seeing something that made her frustrated and uncomfortable,
and not feel safe in choosing him.
Right. She's entitled to that. I understand where she went wrong is that she did not communicate it. Oh yeah.
Fernanda says the Catherine hate is real. The Love Island account disabled the comments on her posts.
Yeah.
That's so rotten.
Oh no, it's bad. Today Boohoo like posted something about her, like, Catherine bye. How dare you? How freaking dare you, Boohoo? Nobody asked for your commentary against an Islander. Meanwhile, you have tweets going back talking about, oh, how many years ago, whatever her name is, that passed away, that it was
Sophie.
No, the other one,
Mike? The
host of Love Island passed away. Then you also, when Faye was ranting and raving and yelling and screaming all over the villa, you had everything. Oh, we understand her. She's just upset and boo-hoo, boo-hoo,
Boo
was
boo hoo.
supporting Faye. But y'all gonna
I
tweet
still
again.
don't. I mean, I don't know if I'm just a Catherine Stan, and like, or like, I don't. I really just don't see what's that bad.
I don't
I
see what
just, I
they don't like the way that she's talking to Scott. She's supposed to talk to him nicely because he's a white man. It's giving massa.
uh-oh.
And because also, okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of that, and also because people do feel like that he supported her, and he you know defended her, and what I'm trying to get people to understand is she didn't feel like that he was defending her,
She didn't want
and
him to do it.
in their
She didn't
head,
want him to do it. The fact is, she did not want him to
he
do it, and
said it. We
he
watched
still
it.
did
Her
it.
face, don't do it, and he's like, it's happening. So I don't know why people are now saying, "Oh well, the day after she was okay with it, and she and the girls were talking." I'm like, yeah, but that's different than if you're uncomfortable with something and you don't express it. It's different to be like when everybody's around. Yeah, I thought that was great, wonderful. But in your brain, in your heart, you're just like, yeah, that made me uncomfortable. I didn't really like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch out for that because I don't really
Well,
think
yeah,
that.
and they didn't really have a big opportunity to like debrief on that because wasn't it that
Yeah.
night, Casa Amor?
Yeah, pretty much. Like it was the morning, and then Neil came. They had to get ready in the afternoon, and then like literally they got the text right afterwards. I don't know what people are not understanding about this. There was no time. There was no time.
Like for him to be like for her to have a debrief and being like she'd be like, yeah, it really made me
I
uncomfortable,
really
and he's
didn't
like,
like
oh
it.
my god, I was doing that to support you. I'm so sorry that like I did not want you to feel worse about the situation. I wanted you to feel better. I'm so sorry that my actions made you feel that way. And then the text came,
Right?
they would have been
No.
fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then I also want to point out, like, this is the show we're watching. I already said about how we've gotten views of Catherine from the edited program. We also found out that Ella and Ty were coupled up 22 days. Catherine and Scott were coupled up 15 days. They got no date, no hideaway, no alone time to have their own personal discussions.
Yeah, connection.
And
Um,
that there's a purpose for that. That was on purpose, guys. Please.
mhm. So I kind of hear it saying that I'm sorry that they won't make me hate Kat. Like I don't hate Kat at all, and I don't think she's actually even acting that badly. Like I'm not like floored by the way that like this that she's acting. I
I
don't know.
get it.
It's not that bad. Like in my opinion, I don't know. It doesn't seem that bad to me. The things that they're saying is honestly horrible. Yeah, I mean even a lot of YouTubers are like so mad at her, and I'm like, why?
I don't get it.
Jennifer, we said, oh my god, people are ridiculous. Just enjoy the freaking show as entertainment and take everything with a grain of salt.
And stop
Yeah.
sending her death threats.
Yeah, please. Love Island cultivated this environment for Kat. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the
Yeah, a
chat.
lot of black women are
Oh,
on.
black women.
I think that's what she's saying, and yes, it's absolutely they're some of the worst ones. Yeah.
Why? I don't
They
understand.
never liked her, but though that we know this. We were coming into this. We know that they never liked her. They were just waiting for her reason. And then on top of that, she was with their, white angel that they thought they could live vicariously. I find that a lot of fans like to live vicariously through these reality relationships. I watch people do it with Taylor and Joseph. Like that, the minute that she decided to end things with him, they like people flipped out on her because she let go of the angel that people are like don't understand. And my whole thing is relationships break up every day.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Especially
And
relationships in your 20s.
thank
Come on.
you. You have to like these people are married. It's a game show in a villa.
They're closed. Katie talking. Oh yeah, she doesn't want to get into I loved Triangle. I fancy you, I fancy me. Scott summons Cat. And Whitney's like, oh, summons her. We talk about the kiss and I think that this is a good point that Catherine made. She's like, from how she felt, right? So he still doesn't understand how she felt when she was going into the villa. But she said, I found a connection in there. And she's like, you just didn't happen to find a connection, because if you had found a connection in there, I think you would have brought somebody back. That's what I thought that she was saying in this conversation. And I think that that's actually true. If there was somebody that he had, like, he didn't, him and Tink, I can't see them really together. Who else was there? Maybe he would
Gabby.
be.
He said Gabby was the only one that he was interested in. But to me is, if you were interested in Gabby and it was like a huge connection, and this is the thing, he wasn't really letting Catherine see. I like what she was saying for was making sense, because he was like, oh well, but you were my number one. She's like, and you don't think that you were my number one ever? But that's not what I'm trying to say to you. I'm trying to say is, you went we went into this, you being my number one, and then I found a connection, and I didn't come back here with no intention of not like getting to know you, continuing to get to know you. But he
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't let her say it. It was like, at that point it sounded like, oh well, I just don't want to be in a triangle. Okay, but either you are, and you're going to allow her to get to know Elam, and you fight for her and say, no, you are still the connection I want, and you keep going, or you X yourself out of the situation, which is fine. Like, but you also can't be upset at her because she found a connection and you guys were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Agreed. Agreed.
Which is why I don't understand why everybody has so much venom for her, other than the fact that you guys don't like the way she's speaking to him. And I'm going to tell you, I don't give a fuck how she speaks to him. She is the one experiencing this, guys. I don't know what he's done to her. I don't know what her views are. These people in the production, they scramble these people's heads. I do not know how she feels that he's talking to her. We're not seeing, you guys are seeing it from, but we haven't seen Scott do anything. We haven't. That doesn't mean he didn't.
I mean, I still stand by. I did not like the way he was looking at her when they were coupling. Like, it I don't know. I'm usually right about these things. I don't think he liked her. I think that it's a different form of, like, Scott, Ty's way that he's handling the situation is a different form. But I think that she messed up his game, basically. That's how it feels to me.
Mm.
I don't know. There's something about it that I don't like,
Yeah.
and he's also the fact that he's like, Ty's never taking her back. Like, I don't know. Like, why?
I don't know. I don't know what that. It was like something switched, but it was only like 48 hours according to him. So I don't know. It like felt like something switched with him and something switched with her, which is why people are only acting like something switched with her. But the way he like went at her at the recoupling, it felt to me like something switched with him too. Because going into it, he said this was make or break, and I said, when since you know that she got her head
Moved,
scrambled
basically.
by the
Yeah.
villa. So what happened in that 48 hours that all of a sudden it was make or break? What happened? Who did you talk to? I just need to know. So that's what I'm saying, that I feel like something happened on both sides that we did not see, and that's why I'm giving both of them grace. I don't have a problem with either one of them, to be honest. They're 22 years old. My whole thing is, they're probably, at this point, I don't see a connection for Scott unless they send in somebody for him, which I'm not seeing. But at this point, they're probably both going to get dumped, and then we'll find out what happens on the outside, because I like right now with both of them, I'm not going to sit here and get upset because I don't know what's going on with them. I don't.
Mhm. I
I'm
thought
waiting
you
for
were
it to play
saying
out.
people are saying that they're not mad at the recoupling. I don't buy it, but because Scott is the golden boy of the season, the public is going to be upset over their prize.
Absolutely. I think that's what it is. They keep saying, trying to act like it's, oh no, it's the way she's talking to him. Why is she going at him like this? And I'm like, she's giving him coldness, but I really think it's because she really feels a certain way about him now. And I don't know.
It's
Like,
like they're in a fight that we don't know why they're in a fight, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't
That
know how we got
she's
here.
building up an ice wall, and he's like, hey, like, so I'm sorry, and this, and but it's a wall. It's not a pebble. It's a wall, and he has to chip a little harder than this because this is not working. And she's going to
But I'm
keep
like,
giving
but
him
why is
that.
the wall so thick? Like,
And that's the part we don't know. We're never going to know that right now because I don't know why the wall's so thick either. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm not going to say she's invalid in giving him the wall.
exactly,
Is
because
the
we don't
thing,
know all the details.
because we don't
We
know.
do know that she's seemingly right now a lot happier with Elon. Like they have a conversation after, and they're kind of cuddling, and she's like, "Gosh, your face."
Yeah,
Um,
because I'm preparing myself for the visual of what happens.
well, because she says that she's really happy with her decision, even more so now, and they do kiss again. And then she's smiling like an idiot. She was smiling though, and it seemed genuine, her smile.
Yeah, I saw the press released photos, and I sent them to my group chat on Twitter. It's like, yeah, she seems happy. I don't know. She seems happy. I don't like the guy personally, and it has nothing to do with him being black or him looking like Jeffrey, like you guys all think. I think he's handsome. I just think I don't believe him. And then this comment she made about building an empire, and I'm like, girl, like, like, girl, her family is so upset, and I just keep sending her sister love because I like she's getting on both sides. She's not understanding what's going on with her sister either. Like her sister is like, Elon, what did you do to my sister? That's how. And so I said to people, because people were like, "Oh, she never liked him." I said, "Well, tell that to her family, because her family thinks that she liked him, and that they don't understand as much as we don't understand why she's being like this to him." So it's not just. And so by that, I said, "Listen, I don't feel bad, because if her family feels the exact same way as us, we're not
We're not
missing
missing
anything.
something. Well, we're missing the
We're
same
missing
thing
something, but
the
we're not
same thing
missing
she's
something."
missing. Yeah,
Yeah.
the family. So Naya's saying we can give them both grades since they're both inexperienced and both young. Both had points,
Yeah.
and points were wrong in the same instances.
That's how I
100%.
feel. That's how
100%.
I feel.
Do you know what? I never said that I necessarily believe Elon. We were saying that he was laying along a little bit thick, a little bit love bombing. I'm not sure if I fully believe him.
I don't listen. I told you guys he was sticking on her too much for me,
It would have
and
given me the ick personally.
it gave me the echo watching it, and their kiss. And somebody pointed out they kissed like Ekisu and Davide, and I said, and you see how that went. Like, I don't like their kissing either. Like, it's gross. Sorry. Yes, it
Mhm.
does. It feels love bombing, and I hate using the word because I don't like to throw it around. But
Well,
it does.
it's gotten her. So like, okay, actually, this just popped into my head. What if now, like with the love bombing of Elam, or like him being very vocal
Clear
with
and
his
vocal.
affections and his feelings towards her? She's
Mm-hmm.
never been in a relationship before.
Mm-hmm.
All the experiences she has had in the villa is basically
Mm-hmm.
with people that she doesn't know how they feel until they dump her for somebody else, and then
Correct.
or like having the rest of the villa saying the person that she's with is not interested in her, or that they don't find her attractive. So they finally, this guy in Casa Amor is telling her, because words of affirmation is her love language, that she's beautiful and that she's this and that she's that, and like really
Making
giving
her
her
breakfast. Yeah.
making her feel like he
Mm-hmm.
likes her.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a vast contrast to
Mm-hmm.
how she was feeling when she left the villa with Scott. And
Yeah.
so I think the more kind Elon was being to her, the
Mm-hmm.
more she was seeing that maybe this is because Scott never liked her, because he never said any of this
Or
to
did
her.
any of those things, because I don't remember seeing him do any of or say any of those things. So that's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, I feel like there was a miscommunication, but I also feel like I'm not sure if Scott does like her. I'm not sure if he realized it how much until after she left.
I can give that. I still don't think that the way that he talked to her was appropriate for somebody
No,
that you like or
no.
ever liked or
But
that.
he's also 22, so that's my
Okay,
that,
okay,
and that's
That's
and
true.
that's my only other thing.
I keep on
I,
forgetting.
yeah,
That's weird.
and this is my thing with also Elon because he apparently has all this like work experience. He's a sales guy. He's a sales guy.
Ooh.
It a lot of his stuff that he does MLMs, which is like I have my own travel agency, but it's like there's versions of like online travel agencies that are MLMs, which is like kind of like a pyramid scheme where it's like I would have my agency and then I bring you in and then we
Yeah, no,
all
I know a lot about MLMs for sure.
right. So the job of an MLM person is to sell themselves, not necessarily their business.
Being part of their team, like kind of bring them in.
So that's what he knows. He knows how to sell himself to the person.
See, yes, Icona says right. I think Scott should have closed off before Casa. Yes.
Yeah, I
I do
think
think Scott had feelings for Cat, but he did date Paige, and that one was nasty. Okay, let's flow through some more of this because like we've gotten like halfway through the last today's episode. Uzi and Ella have a conversation, and she is really still bright and happy, even when she's like basically saying like I'm gonna go to Ty, but I know you just want me to be happy. Like he doesn't put any pressure on her. He's like allows her just to be who she is. She knows that he likes her. Like, uh
it made
and
me
she
so sad because I'm like, this guy is super sweet. Everybody's like, well, what are you gonna do? Shouldn't you go talk to her? And he's like, well, I'm just gonna give her some time. It's, I didn't really, and I said to people on Twitter too, the guys thought that the strongest couple in the villa were Catherine and Scott. I need you guys to understand this. I need you guys to understand this. He keeps saying, I didn't realize her and Ty were that serious. I didn't realize that. And I believe him. I know
well,
some people don't think he likes her and that he's also playing a game, but I'm not seeing that. I do believe Uzi on this. I do.
I'm Team Uzi. I believe him. But I thought it was cute though when Ella was like, "Okay, I'll stop avoiding you now." Like, and she was just being normal and being herself. And like, if they had any arguments, it's not going to be this toxic love like argument that she's has with Ty. And so, like, I would like to see her in a little bit more of a mature relationship, but she's locked
She's
in with
not
Ty.
there yet. She's not there. I'm gonna say this. I hope they find their way to each other after the
I
show.
think so. They, I think they're fine. Like, he can even be saying that and be like, we do have a connection. He's like, I'm old enough to know that her and Ty are not going to work out forever.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll wait.
yeah.
I've waited till now.
And the show, and it's a show, and I think I can absolutely see her and Ty get into the finals, maybe get in second place, breaking up, and I literally can see her and Uzi getting together and
Mm-hmm.
being together for a long time. And just even if they start off as friends and go from there.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So Whitney and Logan have a conversation. I just wrote down that it was a good conversation.
Oh my god, it was so cute. That's the one where he like twirled her and he said, "Let's do Strictly."
Oh, strictly ballroom. Yeah, not ballroom,
Yeah.
but that show. Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
cute.
It was so cute, and this is some people like, oh, why does everybody not believe Ellen, but they believe Locke? And it's like because he's not like sticking it on Whitney like like, and then you when Whitney does her ITM and she says how he makes her feel, guys, like, oh my god, I'm like, yes,
He
you
makes
guys
her
are
feel
my.
special.
He does, and I think she realizes now how badly Maddie was making her feel. I think she sees it.
Well, she said at one point, oh, she says he doesn't mind me being a baddie and a lady. I was
Yeah,
like, you are a baddie and a lady.
yeah. He doesn't like make me feel like, oh, I can't be too loud. I gotta be, just so I have to be perfect. She's like, I can be me. And I was so happy for her because that is all we wanted for her. That is
Yeah,
literally all we wanted since Whitney stepped, because she is the greatest.
yeah,
Since she
she's fun.
stepped in the villa, that is all we wanted her to be. I can't wait for their hideaway. I really want them to get to the finals because I like these
They'll
two.
get. I think they could. I think they really could.
Yeah.
I think they really could. Yeah, Whitney and Locker are super cute, and I hope he's really into her. I think right now, like it looks that way.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else in there that he likes more than Whitney, at least at this point. So
No,
from what I've
definitely
seen,
not. No, they would have to send in a bomb for him,
I just don't.
and
I
I
mean, I
don't
just
see
don't see
it.
it.
And I don't see it. I really don't.
They're definitely my winners as well. I'm in. Ella pulls time for another chat, and he wants her to dead it with Uzi by tomorrow, or we're done. So threats, Ty. Man, he's so annoying. So they're all getting ready for bed. Ella. Oh, this is when Ella misses Ty in the hallway. So she decides to go and sleep outside in the day bed, and she tells Uzi that she's going to be sleeping outside. I mean, I know this is a gesture, and like this is something that she would need to do to get Ty back, since that's what she wants. But like, I didn't like that she felt that she needed to be in the doghouse because Ty said so. If she wants to, you know what I mean. There was something about it that I didn't
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah, because then right after that, we see the first look for the next day and everything that happened this today. And I was like, that's why you don't let an MFer tell you how to do it. You have to do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I don't think her back would have been up this morning, like when she woke up and had to see him doing what he was doing with Katie. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you had made the decision last night to do whatever the frick you wanted to do, it would have been like whatever. He's over there. Katie already told me that he's sitting there trying to be petty and get us,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of his BS. I'm gonna let him play. But because she sat there and allowed him to play her into doing what he wanted to do, she was upset.
Of
She was
course.
upset.
So, what's our hashtag for episode 32?
Woo! No couples, just vibes.
No couples, just vibes. What do you mean by that?
There's not one couple in
Oh,
there. I don't count Whitney and Laco because they are new and we're allowing them to marinate, but they are my favorites so far.
yeah, they're my favorite right now as well, and they're the only people that are actually in a
Couple.
couple really
Mhm.
that I like. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're only because like even if I were to ship Ella and Ty, they're not in a couple right now. So yeah. Okay, no couples, just vibes for episode 32. Unless you guys have another thought. A Loveless Island. It's pretty good too.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Uh, oh my God. Yeah, you're right though. For
Yeah.
Shay, Ty's gonna break her down until he feels justified in his feelings, which is sad. Yeah.
Yeah. I do hope when she comes out of this that somebody talks to her about how what he's doing is unhealthy, and that regardless of whatever happens, if he continues winding her up outside the villa, they just need to dead it. They
Yeah.
just need to dead it.
Episode 33 in the morning. So the singles all obviously come into the main room. Ella comes in from outside. He does say it was cute how he said it, the hey in the morning to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so but then like it's just so hard because like he does some cute things, but then I'm like, fuck, this is all part of his emotional manipulation thing. I'm like, damn it, he keeps on getting me
Yeah,
too.
it's not cute to me. But I also experienced a lot of it, like in
Can
my
it pass?
yeah, in my past. So I see it for what it is, um, and especially I was very much like an Ella. Like I let him wind me up so many times that everybody looked at me like I'm the bitch because I would be so vocal about this stuff and it would be behind the scenes and like
Mm-hmm.
he's this super nice guy that everybody likes.
And you're
But
like, yeah,
and it all had to do with insecurity, and that's what
of
I
course.
said, like you like I will never do insecurity again.
Mm-hmm.
Insecurity in a man is like might as well hang up your relationship, period.
It's not, it doesn't work very
No.
well. It doesn't work very well. So Dreadful Ruby says he doesn't care much how much he has feelings for her. He doesn't care about her. He cares about Ty and his ego.
Yep.
He's not mature enough emotionally to deal with his own ego and feelings and actually care about somebody else more than his. It's true. It's true. Okay, so Ty immediately pulls Katie, um, and Ella's like, "Oh, you want your coffee?" And I'm like, I did think he was going to go pull Ella. I couldn't even believe that he pulls Katie for a chat. So rude.
Coffee, Ella. Coffee.
Yeah, I mean, she thinks that she's done something completely wrong, and so she's doing whatever she can. Unfortunately, Katie does tell Ty that she's definitely trying. Um, Ella and Jess are talking, and she's just is like over it. Obviously, she doesn't want everything to be tit for tat. Like, why is he going and pulling Katie for it? Like, she just wants them to deal with this everything in a rational way. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna have to deal with someone that's more rational and not emotionally immature. Mm-hmm. So Katie does tell him though that you're doing this to wind Ella up, and then he's trying to get her to go in the pool because some of the other couples are in the pool playing. They're not really playing chicken, but like they're playing like racing with the girl.
Behind each other's backs and stuff like that.
And then they end up going in the pool in the end, even though Katie was like, "I don't want to do this to wind Ella up," and then she does.
Pissed me off. That's why I said between the episode before and this episode, she pissed me off because she was playing right into it, and it's like, well, why? Like, are you that bored, Katie, that you have to do this?
Maybe she is bored.
That's what it came off as.
Ellen and Uzi have another good conversation, and I just felt like he's so understanding and
so mature. He's so mature.
Those eyes, don't you want to kiss him? And then like, I just want to kiss him. He's so cute.
He might be a devil inside, but he's knowing me because the guy was handling everything like just, and he even says it later to Katie. He's like, when you get to our age and you get like to the point we're at, you're like, you kind of just know what you want and you kind of don't want to deal with the bullshit. And it's like, period. Like,
period. I know. I'm like, Uzi, do you have a lookalike older uncle? I think he's so cute.
He is.
Sammy and Jess, I have another conversation. She's like, are you going to turn your head every time a new girl comes in? And he's like, I'm not going to rush things. And I'm like, okay, you're not going to rush things with Amber, but like, you're not going to rush things with Jess, but like, you just want Jess to be just like waiting for you, Sammy, until you decide that it's time for you to like, you've explored everybody enough to like actually just put all your attention onto Jess. It's just so, I don't know how she's dealt with it this long.
No, he wanted to wait until the next public vote for Amber to get voted out and see if
to see how the public responds.
Worked out the last time, right? Because Mal got dumped and he got stuck with Jess. So
Scott's brother is mad at her too. He tweeted, "Who does Catherine think she is talking to my brother like that on national television?" Oh boy.
Yeah. Listen, I said I would give him that one tweet. I understand it's not nice to see your family member getting talked to in a way that you don't feel like it's respect. Again, this is an edited program,
Yeah,
and so I need his brother to relax. And I will be fair. He was defending both of them. He says that Catherine would definitely be Scott's type. He was defending him both prior to CASA. But I also need him to understand this is an edited program. So relax.
Ella and Catherine walk by and see Ty stroking Katie's hair. Ty, so fucking messy. And Ella's just like, he's a little fuckboy. I'm fucking done with this. And then Whitney joins in, and then I was like, oh, Ella's getting up to say something. Like, shit, Ella, don't let it wind you up.
It's like, you cannot play into this. I would have walked right by them.
She needs him on ignore.
Like, I literally would have walked right by them. And I'm not saying I would have walked to Uzi, but I'm petty, so I probably would have walked to
I'd walk to Uzi and I'd sit on his lap.
Yeah.
And play with his hair.
Yes.
Take out those bobby pins.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, they have a bit of a scream match. He's like, "You made me do this." And she is actually being rational and being like, "You control your actions. I didn't make you do anything. You can control
You
your
don't have
actions."
to do this. You do not have to do this. You're choosing to do this.
It's true. So Ty Cat and Whitney have a little bit of a conversation, and they basically say like can you stop this, Ty? And like they're playing like the big aunties, and like I'm happy that he at least kind of is listening to them a little bit.
Yeah.
And one thing though that he did say is like, "Don't be mad at Katie."
Yeah.
Like, wait, I mean, they're not, but like,
That's what he wanted though. But that's what I'm saying to you. He was pulling Katie in because he wanted it to be like this big show. Remember the whole Whitney Katie thing? Like he wanted that all to happen, and I at least like that. Ella was just like, yeah, but Katie, you're allowing it. I know you told me, but you're also still allowing it. So dead it and be done with. And otherwise, I have nothing else to say to you. Thank you for letting me know. Bye. And which is what she kind of just needed to do with Ty. Just be like, ignore it. But she let Ty wind her up. But she always let him wind her up. She's always upset when she's around him. I need it not to be. Like,
I know. So Ty pulls Ella for a chat, and he's like, "You made me single," and it's just like,
if you say the single word one more time, I'm gonna
like she's like, "Well, what do you want?" And he says, "I want you," and I was like, he's such a a player. He's so transparent though. Maybe she watches it after she'll be able to see it, but maybe when you're in it, you can't see it.
No, not at all. Especially when you're young. When you're in it, you can't see it. You can reflect on it, and even without the cameras. Thankfully, she has cameras, but even without the cameras, you get it. You see it, and you're like, okay, this is not what I need.
So Amber and Sammy, who had a conversation, she doesn't want to be mugged off, and it's like, Amber, you're gonna be mugged off. You are only brought here as a pawn, like in Sammy's game. Like he has zero interest in you. Or maybe the producers wanted just you on the show for longer because you're famous or you have a famous father, but you're going to be mugged off for sure.
Didn't she say something like, "Oh wow, she's single and I'm coupled up with him, so she has to get over it"?
I don't think it was a little bit later. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think is it maybe it was there. And then the next time he pulls her over, he breaks up with her. I think it's how it went. So I do think she might have stormed over there and was like, well, she's single.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm coupled up with him. Ella and Jess have a conversation. Molly is also there. And Ella's telling Jess, like, you have to tell Sammy that it bothers you. She does. I mean, I know that she's afraid that he's not going to like her anymore, but he doesn't like you anyways, Jess. So you might as well be honest. Actually, I got a good question. Does Amber not know that most CASA singles get dumped? Why is he so shocked?
Mm-hmm. I mean, one won the show last year, but as far as I know, that's the only time it's ever happened.
But no, CASA person. Oh no, the year before.
Last season. Sorry. Last.
Oh,
last
6.
season.
Okay, I don't. Yeah.
9.
I mean, sorry, 9. Not
Yeah.
Winter. I don't know Winter.
Yeah. So literally, one of the OG guys coupled
I
up
remember the guy.
with a CASA girl, and they won the show. And it is, as far as I know, the only time it's ever happened in history.
Yeah, I don't remember that happening ever. It's always an OG couple or
But
close.
and then the only other time it's happened is Liam and Millie. They were both bombshells, and they won the show. It's literally very slim chance that it's ever happened. And the last season 9, that should tell you how unlikable those people are. And I still didn't even like Kai, but him and Sanat was so cute together. Like they had to win the show, because literally the only other couple that I liked, which was Tanya and Shaq, they messed with them so much that they messed up in Casa as well, and you know,
Couldn't get the W.
no. So again, if you watch it enough, it's all playing out the same way. Just
So Jess and Ella go back inside and they're still continuing with their conversation. She's like, I just want someone that's all in for me. And she's like, you need to take your energy back. I'm like, why isn't she taking her own advice? Ella, this is good advice. Take your
like,
energy
do
back.
you hear the words that are coming out of your own mouth? Like, what?
And she's like, all these petite brunettes, like I'm a blonde. And Ella's like, he needs to feel cold, Jess. I'm like, Tar needs to feel cold, Ella.
Yeah.
Cold Ella. Like, give no fucks, Ella. Like, she needs to. I wish you could see Ella that she affected him, and that like that's power. Like, she doesn't need to. She needs to be grafting to her and be like, I'm sorry, I found someone better than you. So like, try
And to be
harder.
fair, she did want to dead things with Uzi because she did say to the girls, no, just seeing him there standing by himself, I realized that he was serious and that, that means that we could go. I don't feel like that's what she should do. But she did say that to the girls, and the girls said to her, don't lock it off yet. But it, if she's making that decision on her own, I'm fine with it. I really am. But you're still like, all of this now is like you're allowing Ty to make you do things.
Mm-hmm.
Even the things that you've, discussed with the girls and come up with a plan, you're letting him talk you out of your plan. Or talking into his life. Excuse me.
I don't think that Kai would just move on from Coldell and go flirt with Katie or Amber because he wants to still win the show. He wants to win the game. He wants that. He doesn't like Katie and Amber are not. They're not like, yeah, maybe Katie's like it, like because she's a bombshell and she was on the show before and has like almost 2 million followers. So yeah, maybe she'll go flirt with Katie and Amber, but like you need to be in a couple to stay on the show. And I don't know if he'd feel so secure with maybe with Amber, but like it's not a winning combination. He might get dumped, right? So, and Katie, he can't manipulate Katie in the same way that he has been able to do with Ella. So,
Katie's
cold
doing what
Ella.
she wants to do. Like, anybody who thinks any differently is silly.
I kind of wonders what these parents, the parents of these women, literally go off at these men for dissing their daughters on national TV, in private. I hope so because Jess, this is insane how wise she is of Sam. Yeah, I know her family's probably going to be like, oh my god, this.
Our family didn't like him when they came on after Sun. I will say that. So I can't
Oh
see
yeah.
that they like him any better now.
Oh boy, I haven't seen any After Suns.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting ready for the night, and Ella's like, I just want a drama-free night, as she's like in the most drama. Hilarious. Ty is talking with Montel and Zach, and I thought this was interesting. So I want to know how you feel about this. So Ty is like, to be fair, I have given her doubts. Like he was defending her, like Ella and why she may have chosen Uzi, which I just thought it was interesting that he was saying this with the guys.
Again, he knows that he was wrong. I don't. Everybody else doesn't seem to want to admit that Ty was wrong, but I'm telling you, he was wrong. He knows it. But that's why he's doing what he's doing, because he knows that she really should just go with Uzi.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably why he's like, okay, do you know what? Uzi's kind of a good guy, and I'm kind of a dick. So then Zach's like, go get your girl.
And he tried to stir the pot with Uzi, so Uzi would dead it. Like how like Martin and Deji just like went after their person and was like, oh, why are you doing this to me? Why are you still talking to him? I thought, why'd you bring me back from Casa? Uzi didn't even say that. He said it to Ty. I don't know why she brought me back to Casa, but he didn't say to Ella. He didn't. He could have said a lot of things.
For sure. It's like
Absolutely.
this whole episode was production saying, make up because we're about to cause more chaos.
Just like they told Ty to close it off so that they could move along to Casa, they told him to make up with
Make
her.
up because movie night's coming.
Yes. And Sammy, yes, please dead this thing with Amber now. You can go back to Jess. And
movie night's coming.
Yeah, movie night's coming. Yeah.
Because one, Amber's gonna probably be upset in the movie night too, because you're gonna see him making out with Gabby, and oh my god, oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Another
Uh,
person that I could not be with, like the way Sammy moves, like oof.
yeah, no, not into it. So Katie does talk to Ella, and Katie's just like, or Ella does talk to Katie, and Katie's like, "There's nothing there." And so Bridget, it does like the way that she checked Katie, and like Katie, I felt that she was kind of like, I think she's like not scared, but like intimidated or something by Ella, because
Mhm.
like she just seemed like she was trying to make sure that Ella wasn't mad at her. You know what I mean?
Mhm. I agree.
Which is good. So Katie, stay out of their business,
Yeah,
okay?
pretty much.
So Ty does pull Ella for another chat, and he's like, "You look lovely today," and they have a really good chat. And I was believing Ty.
I must be the only one, but
I
again,
was believing. I know. I also agree with you that he's playing a full game, but like he was very convincing.
yeah.
He was really convincing, and like he was saying everything that she's just always wanted him to hear, and it sucks. I'm like, it's just she's gonna be sucked in. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Anyways, do you want to say anything else about their combo?
I did. I I was just like, okay, I can't. Like, all right, so we're moving on. Okay, next conversation.
Scott and Catherine's next.
Yeah, which was random.
Well, she's
Like,
like, and that's what I was. So that's where the wall. I really saw the wall when she's like, he was kind of saying like, out of pride, and like that's how and he was trying to apologize. So maybe producers were like, yeah, get back together, and she's like, I think the damage is done. Like she didn't even want to hear him out.
yeah. So this is the part where people are upset at her, and the brother was upset at her. Um, I he's trying to get back with her because I do think that he I do think that they probably were going to try to get them to get back together, and
For
because
movie night.
well, a for movie night, but she already told him she kissed the guy twice. Um, but also, I'm going to tell you the truth. I was live tweeting today, and there was not that many people talking about Love Island today.
Really?
And I will tell you the truth. When I got the press release this morning, I I was like, you know what? If I didn't cover this show, I would not watch this episode.
Hmm.
And so I think they realized that they screwed up. I really do think that they've realized that they screwed up. They're having the wrong triangle. The triangle should have been Scott, Catherine, and somebody, not necessarily Ellen. But whatever way they meant for it to play, they were trying to get it to be Katie, Molly, Zach, and didn't happen. Didn't happen.
Appreciate saying I want Wendy's opinion on Scott and Catherine. I don't trust anyone else. We don't trust anyone else either. I need to know what her real thoughts
I
are.
said that it is not lost on me that we have not heard Whitney's opinion about the Scott and Catherine stuff. Not one day. We're in Casa. Not since. We have not heard her say nothing about Scott and Catherine, except for that Catherine seems happy with Ellen, and they do seem like they get along and have good chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Very surface. We have not gotten Whitney's opinion. We have not gotten Whitney's opinion.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know why we're not getting this. Well, I mean, I know why, but like, I wish that they would just show us more so we can have a better understanding of what's going on in the dynamics, so that people don't get super hate like this. Because if we
Yeah.
knew more that was going on and we could have a better understanding, we would have a lot more grace for certain situations. It won't seem like it's coming out of the blue. It won't seem it was one-sided. We would have a more clear perspective. So I think it's also really unfair what the production's doing to Catherine, because they're not showing her full story. So she's coming out looking horrible. Well, I don't think that she looks that bad, but to some people, she's coming off looking
Right.
off horrible.
Yep.
All right, Sammy and Amber have another conversation. They're talking. Jess pulls him and interrupts. Oh, this is where Amber actually goes to talk to them. And she just doesn't want to be in a triangle anymore. She's like, I want someone that's all in for me. He's like, give me a bit of time. I need a bit more time. Give me some time. Give me a little bit more time. Like that's would be such a turn off. Like you need more time with this person that you don't like. For what? If you don't like me, it's fine. Like let me go. Like move on. It's so selfish that you like have dangling me while you go and explore, and then like maybe you're gonna want to decide to be with me. Like if you don't want to be with me, then just say it. You're so annoying. Well, she's so done with it. So Sammy and Ty have a conversation, and all of a sudden Ty is taking Scott's words or Zach's words, and he's like, "Go and get your girl, bro." I was like, "What? Did you just get told this by Zach?" I'm like.
But of course, he listens to who?
Ty.
Monkey see, monkey do. Like,
go get your girl, bro. So Sammy pulls the Amber and breaks it off.
It was just so.
So Uzi and Katie have a chat, and I liked their chat, to be honest.
I will say, damn it! I was like, yeah, I see them.
When he was like, he's funny because he's like, oh, I hate when you can see socks or whatever, and something's like, it's an ick, right? And she's like, and then they started talking about their icks, and like they were just laughing and just having like a normal conversation, not just being like, I like you, I wish we could be together, like it was just like a getting to know you conversation, and like it's those type of conversations that happen in real relationships that become your inside jokes, right? Couple relationship jokes, like you should nudge him and be like, look at the guy's feet, toes over the sandals. You know what I mean? Like it just was building something that was is trivial, but it was deeper. You know what I mean? And so I liked it.
You know, even though Katie has a boyfriend on the outside, I will say this. If I had to choose between Sammy and Jess getting there or Katie and Uzi, I'm going to choose Katie and Uzi.
I want Katie and Uzi for sure. And I think that they might let that happen because they're going to get their movie night out of it, and then they might just let Sammy and or Jess go.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not in a couple right now, so we could get rid of Sammy and Amber.
Pretty much.
You know.
Yeah.
So he does say Katie is the whole package. They talk a little bit about kids. They both want kids. He really loves kids. She wants 2 or 3. Like, this is more of a conversation than a lot of these couples have had. And I'm like, what?
But again, they're both older. I think they're both 27, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Sammy pulls Jess from the other girls, and when Jess walks off, when he's like, it's getting bad, bitch. She's just like, honestly, she's just titling every episode. She has a t-shirt line that needs to come out. Like, she really has a lot of catchphrases that, or like, she's
Pretty Little Things have tweeted about her and Lachlan. So I think they did the same thing with Dami and India. Then India got a Pretty Little Things deal. I will not be surprised if Whitney gets a deal.
Like I want a It's Given Bad Bitch shirt or something, you know? Like I want that shirt, sweatshirt. Dude, might actually just make one myself. And just put like Whitney, like
yeah.
No. Okay, so Leah gets a text. How much did we care about this hideaway? Molly and Zach.
I'm like, this is y'all fault that there was no other couple that could have went on the stand.
That's true. Well, they wanted that to go so badly.
Yeah.
His outfit was terrible, so he's just wearing these like.
And apparently, she said that she wouldn't go on a hideaway.
Oh.
I think on After Sun. So it's like, I'm tired of that.
On the highway. She's wearing pink and red lingerie. He's wearing red shorts and socks and sandals. Then she was giving him a little bit of show in like that little dress up room. I couldn't watch. I felt, I don't know. There was something about it that was just a little bit uncomfortable for me. I think maybe I don't know.
I literally said, "Oh, so y'all are saying the episode's over? Okay, thank you. Good night."
Yeah, basically they're all in bed, but you did have to see Whitney twerking on the bed. Like, I
was glad I didn't cut it off then, but I was just like, "Good night."
Twerking on the bed, And oh my God, the last thing, you didn't hear the last line, did you?
Is it about the 50K? I don't even
No.
want the 50K. Did you not hear
Oh,
that one?
yeah, that's the last line. And then he's like, I don't need to win.
Yeah.
I've
As I,
won.
and I
I've
wanted to,
won.
and I wanted to tweet. You heard him, guys. He doesn't need to win. Dump their
Love
asses.
them. And Sunday's movie night.
Woo!
Woo!
I don't
What's
even
our
have
hashtag for this
hope
episode?
for. I have no hope for movie night.
Uh,
I have no hope for
maybe we'll understand more why Catherine and Scott are like in such a weird place, right?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Somebody was like, "Oh, maybe they'll show nice things about Scott to get Catherine to understand that he's a nice
No.
guy." And I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't think they want Catherine and Scott to get along.
Fernando cares 0 out of 10 about this hideaway.
Nothing. It was dumb.
It's my least favorite hideaway I think I've ever seen.
Ever seen.
Uh,
Thankfully, it
uh,
was short. Hopefully, they don't keep
Rachel
it.
wants to know. I wonder if people would be so against Kat if the man she moved on to in Casa was Ovi.
Oh hell no! Are you
You
kidding me?
Do you think it's just because they think that Scott's more of a catch than Elam?
He's white, A, and they don't
Just
think
saying.
Elam is as attractive, B. Like, but if it was, I think even if it was Uzi and Catherine had pulled Uzi, I think they would have been okay with her.
Yeah. Because I think that's also probably why, like, Ty's like, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, okay.
yeah.
Like, he's pretty good in Bombshell. I kind the way I skipped Molly and Zach, I didn't even watch it. I paid it test like their fake relationship.
Pretty much.
Okay, well, King Catch says, ain't no dumping Zach, Ty, and Sammy. That's all the men causing any drama.
True.
Okay, maybe Montel Scott. Oh, I forgot
No,
about Mitch.
I don't know. They like Mitch.
Mitch, there's not one. We didn't see Mitch once or Abby once this episode.
No.
It's not good.
Next, they go in the hideaway.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be in there
To
next.
solidify things.
Yep.
Do
you think that Mitch is gonna do the boyfriend girlfriend thing first?
I can see it.
Okay, what's this hashtag for this episode?
Ugh. So, like, I'm not even looking forward to movie night. I can't even see like what like did they really ruined not ruin it, but it was such a good season up to this point.
Well, Ty's gonna get called out for his antics, absolutely. About like
oh yes, that will happen. That definitely would happen.
And Ella is gonna be kind of like, oh, okay. Hashtag filler episode. Feeling
Absolutely,
that?
Absolutely.
Feeling that. Ty's gonna flip tables at movie night. Maybe we're gonna call it. Should I call it fake reconciliation?
Do we think they'll show that pretend kiss under the blanket thing? I think that's only with Ella and Uzi, because that's the only one that I think would make him flip out.
I don't remember seeing it. I remember once that I think she gave me a peck and then she turned around.
Well, there was something that happened in bed, but I don't know. It depends on if they want to like really ruin it. I don't know. They don't want him to
is giving struggle love. Oh dear.
They don't want him to go full Fae though, so that's the thing. Like, and I think that would make him go full Fae.
I won't care because Leah and Jess won't bring any smoke, but Ella might be like, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
Lads holiday.
Mm-hmm.
That fake out kiss. Okay, well, we'll see. Right now, a filler episode or Ty Ella is giving struggle buses.
Struggle love.
Struggle love is what I meant. All right. Well. Oh, maybe the twerk line. That's fun. I'd love to see that. I
That's
don't think they show that though. That's funny
I
though.
don't know if they were the worst
Ooh,
hideaway
worst
ever.
hideaway ever. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was so terrible.
Winner, 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 winner. I
Or
was
Zach doesn't need to win, so dump him.
okay, I'll write that one. Zach doesn't need to win. Um, him. All the okay, so that will be our hashtag, or maybe I'll choose one of the other ones when I post them. The girls all encourage Alan to bring Uzi back to Casa. They can't be mad at Ty, especially Jess. Uh,
They can absolutely be mad at Ty because they
they
feel like
all thought that he was going to bring somebody back and act a fool. He knows that. That's the expectation from him. So, stay tuned. What do you got going on, Tamika?
oh my god, what is it, July?
Like almost, yeah, 7th.
Yeah, it's like, oh, all right. So what? Love Island USA starts in a couple of weeks.
Mm,
We are currently recapping The Bachelorette over on my channel at Entertainment in Color. So I am now on Threads. I'm also on Spill. I'm also on Spoutable. I'm just like going through all the alternatives to Twitter because Twitter has been a crap show. So follow me everywhere. There's a link in my bio on most of my social media, so you'll find out what we'll be doing next. I don't know how we're covering Love Island USA, but you can go and see our recaps of The Bachelorette. I will be live tweeting this weekend Love Island and the finale of Bachelor in Paradise Canada. I'm very excited to find out what happens with that.
hmm
And then I think I'm going to be doing some Big Brother stuff coming up on my channel as well. So
Nice.
fun July coming for you guys.
Yay, fun
Yeah,
July.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Tamika, for being here today. We should be back probably on Tuesday to get caught up on these. It would be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday's episode. So it'll be movie night and all the aftermath of movie night that we'll do our recap on Tuesday night together over here on Reality Romance with 3 S's. Thank you, everybody here in the chat. You guys always have all the information, and you guys are actually really, really fun to bounce conversations off with. It's kind of like
Absolutely.
what I really like about covering this season, or like just Love Island in general, is that people have just so many thoughts and opinions about things, and it really does become a conversation. And so I really enjoy my time, especially like how do we go to 2 hours and 2 minutes of these two dead end episodes?
For
I don't
real.
know how we did it, but we
Yeah.
did do it. And I think it's because Bridget said it was a great recap, and it's a great recap
Thank
because of you, Tamika,
you.
and all of you guys in the chat. So thank you for being here. Even though we show up at all these random times, you guys are still loyal and awesome. So thanks so much. Please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Do you have some hashtags for these 2 episodes? What do you think is going to happen with movie night? Is the only front runner to win now? Is it Molly and Zach? Is that what we have coming for us? Is Katie and Uzi gonna get together? Like, what are your thoughts? What are your predictions? What do you want to see happen? Do you think that Jess and Stanley will finally get dumped? Like, tell us what you think. And we'll see you on Tuesday. Ciao, everybody.
Bye.